What is the dumbest thing people do in the gym? When these stick broccoli heads do sets till failure, like almost heart failure. I'm a gym coach, and the whole until failure thing is exaggerated. Training close to failure was proven to be as effective. Doing some sets until failure might still be useful sometimes for some people, and mostly advanced people. Until failure means you can't do another rep. I see kids fighting their last rep with their life holding it for like 10 seconds, almost shitting themselves. Like you already had your last rep, you're just hurting yourself and fucking up your recovery even more. Rant over. Record themselves. I actually left the LA fitness I used to go to because I was on the air literally every second I was in there. It was horrible. People would set up tripods and film their entire workouts. Guys would record themselves flexing in the locker room mirror, while others walked around naked in the background. Despite the signs that said nitrogen monoxide recording anywhere in this gym that were posted just about everywhere, nothing was ever done about it by staff. Cancelled my membership after getting fed up. I used to lift at 6 a.m. and the place would be generally quiet, but there was a dude who had his little circuit set up and would hog one of the squat racks to do high rep bench presses. Thought it pissed me off when I needed to pound out some heavy squats and watch him go for a 10-15 minute circuit and only use the rack for like a minute and a half. He'd get super pissed if you asked to jump and use the rack. There were only 2 of them and people would hog them for all sorts of shit that weren't squats. Many years ago, when I was a baby lifter, I was at a Planet Fitness and wanted to squat heavy, but of course they don't have a squat rack, so I'd press as much as I could. Bare complex it only my shoulders, squat, and then have to press it back over my head to put it down. Fucked up my shoulders really good, because it turns out that you can press more before a set of squats than after. These days I just get heavy dumbbells and do dumbbell squats. But again, I was young and dumb. The dumbest thing people do is half-ass workouts 7 days a week and think they'll look like a Greek god without proper technique and, most importantly, adequate nutrition outside the gym, macros and calories to lose weight, gain muscle, or whatever the goal is. You can get better results doing 3 1-hour lifting sessions a week if you actually have a plan in and out of the gym. Opposed to rookie gym brothers that half-ass workouts 7 days a week playing on their phone for 3 hours. Inventing exercises that don't work anything logical and are likely to cause injury. I don't know where some of these people come up with these moves. I used to work as a personal trainer in a gym, and I had to constantly tell people to stop doing stupid crap, either because they were about to injure themselves or break the equipment. Also, horrifying form is everywhere, especially with squats and deadlifts. Edit and wearing a lifting belt on every single exercise. We have a crew that goes to our gym in the evenings when my husband and I went. They formed some weird swollenness cult and would regularly yell to each other across the gym and then stand in front of a piece of equipment for 10 minutes talking to one another. A different guy did what we always thought was circuits, but he never wiped anything down. This guy was a doctor too. We go at 5:30 a.m. now to avoid them. I would say inventing new uses for the workout machines, like they were designed to be safely used except the pec deck, which should be renamed the shoulder dislocator in a particular manner. If you decide, hey, if I sit backwards on this machine and use my legs instead of my arms, I can work out my glutes, don't do it. Just find the right machine to use, or use free weights in a known exercise. Asti disliked people who spent their time taking photos. But also, we couldn't stand the people who used machines, barbells, or dumbbells, and let the weights slam back down or drop them on purpose. It's loud, jarring, unsafe, and rude. If you can pick it up, you can set it back down without making a racket. And if you can't do that, go down a few pounds. When people don't lift weights at all because they don't want to get too bulky, that's not how it works. Getting bulky requires a nutrition plan and lifting like a maniac multiple times a week. Doing some lightish deadlifts after your usual cardio blast won't turn you into a yoked freight beast after a couple months. Strength training is super important as you get older, and it needs to be normalized. Walk right into someone doing a lift. I was doing flies with 30 pounds dumbbells once and girl walked directly into the path of the weight as I was on the way up. Luckily I saw her in the mirror and stopped the trajectory, or it would have done some pretty serious damage to her face. It wasn't like I was in a walkway or something either. She just cut directly across the area where people were lifting. Film TikToks and act in a manner that can easily get themselves kicked out of the gym or severely hurt because they have social media tunnel vision. Brush their teeth in the steam room. I have encountered that at least twice before, and it is freaking nasty. Listen to music, podcasts or YouTube videos in the sauna without headphones or earbuds on. Make fun of bigger people at the gym. They're legitimately working on bettering both their health and their self-esteem, and all you care about is the way they look. As if they don't already feel self-conscious enough about that. Just mind your damn business and let them improve, or better yet, encourage them instead of being an asshole. Where do I begin? Treadmill set to max incline, but the person is grabbing onto the rails to keep themselves from doing any actual work. People with shitty form on the abductor machines on their phone lifting 5 pounds for an indefinite amount of reps. People not wiping equipment, cell phones taking pics, vids in the locker room. Act as if it's a dating hotspot. The reason my fiancé doesn't go to the gym with me anymore is because she's tired of random guys hitting on her or offering to help her in hopes she'd sleep with them. Even as a guy, I've been hit on and asked out by other people when all I want to do is work out in peace, not wipe off their machines. And some old guy randomly came up to me and was like, I don't believe in COVID, so I don't wipe mine. And I said, well, do you believe in sweat? Because I would rather not sit in someone else's sweat. Like, come on. How hard is it to be courteous? Use their phone for anything but changing their music. You came here to do something. Do it and get out. Don't distract yourself. You can spend 2 hours in the gym fucking around on your phone in between sets, or you can smash it out in an hour or less for a better result. Then go focus on something else. Buy single-person saunas and just drop them in the back of the locker room, creating the worst bottlenecks. Nuke the daycare and replace it with a room of aqua massage beds, which no one will use. Buy Star Trek treadmills. We were talking about what people do in the gym, not what the gym does. 3 things drive me nuts. Point 1. Carry their backpack from piece of equip to piece of equip to sit on the machines between sets. 3. Hold on to the bar on the treadmill when it is set to an incline. You know damn well these morons tell people they walk with a 10 deg, you don't. I use the rowing machine a lot. I don't even remember when I last saw someone use correct form on one. It's always 0 legs, 50 biceps and 50 spine. It's like a wet noodle in the wind. Men will whip the handle around wildly with no form whatsoever for 90 seconds and call it a workout. When people take a barbell or dumbbells off of the rack and step back to feet and start doing curls or whatever, that infuriates me because I want to grab a barbell or dumbbell, but I have to wait for your ass to finish your set. Just take the weights you want and get out of the fucking way. Mostly it's pay and not go. The best exercise to get better, lose weight, etc. is the one you will do consistently. Counter to one I'm seeing. A lot of time to scroll is actually normal if you lift big. Deadlifts can have 5 minutes between lifting and it's not that out of the ordinary. Does the locker room count? Because I've seen some dumb shit in there too. I saw a guy yesterday who had to use THRE lockers for all his stuff. He was standing there in front of all 3 open, and I watched lock up all 3 lockers. Do you really need all that stuff today? There are so many. But here's my pet peeve: doing workouts that are torture for them. I see people struggling with weight that's way too heavy and risking injury. It's almost guaranteed that they'll be gone from the gym in a few weeks. Working out isn't meant to be torture. I went to the gym one time, and I literally saw this guy just picking up super heavy stuff and putting it down again, like over and over. Not even moving it anywhere, just putting it back down right where he picked it up. Some people are just dense, you know. Reading some of these comments, I'm glad I pay extra for my gym. There are signs no talking on your cell everywhere. People just come and work out and leave. It gets crowded after but so long as you can avoid that time, you can get a great workout. Ego lift, flailing and pulling with every ounce of their body to do a lat pull down with full weight, when they get infinitely more out of it by using full range of motion and proper form with half the weight. People who throw down weights such as 15 kilograms dumbbells, or the 20 kilograms bar with 5 kilograms plates. People who sit around for 5 minutes at machines looking at their phones. I don't use machines but find it weird that you'd waste your workout watching videos. Squat, but instead of taking a break or removing some weight they try to finish their set and their knee ends up buckling and they fall and the weight lands on top of them and now they have a bad back. Take videos of themselves. It should not be allowed if people want to learn how to use machines. Go into the gym and have the people who work there teach you how to use them. Unpaid, untrained influencers are absolutely pointless in a gym. Hang out in the already small locker rooms. Why would you sit on the bench on your phone while blocking multiple lockers? Do it in the lobby, not where all the old men are scooting by your head with their appendages hanging out inches away. Go in large groups and do the same exercises, taking up space and equipment for much longer than they need to. Mostly applies to teens, kids still learning how to properly utilize the gym, so I try not to get too bothered by it. I always think it is weird when people use machines in ways other than the intended purpose of the machine. It is not a big deal, but there are hundreds of exercises and you need to make up one more to suit your needs. Machines were taken, so I found myself sizing up the anti-weights rack, deciding how the fuck I was gonna approach the reps, when I was thankfully interrupted by someone putting a couple of weights back. Take video of themselves while looking at the camera, or in some position that they think is hot so they can post it on social media, then finding a guy that looked in their direction and accuses him of being a creep.